Good morning. Hi, I'm Kristin Omdahl, and welcome back to Create, Share, Inspire podcast. This is episode 656, and we're here live in Southwest Florida in my beautiful tropical backyard. All this rain we've had has made everything so green and lush. Hope everybody had a nice weekend. If you're joining me live, please say hello. Let me know if you have any questions for me. Let me know if you have been crafting or what you're working on. Good morning, Grace. Hi. Hi, Thea. Good morning, everybody. So far, YouTube connection is good. Knock on wood. No wood. Oh, there's some wood. Knock on wood. Hi, Patricia and Lisa and Rita and Thea. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Lorraine. Hi, Judy, Margaret, Kat, Jackie, Lily, Joe, Kieran, Jeet. Hi, Constance and Lisa and Sean. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Barbara. It's so quiet here today. I barely hear machines. I barely hear birds. So weird. Hi, Melanie. Oh, my braids just aren't long enough to dangle down the front yet. Soon. Hi, Jill. Hi, Nora Sue. It is very quiet. Hi, Carrie, mate. Could be. Maybe it's because of the storms. Who knows? I see a kitty. Hi there. Do you want to come say hi, sugar? Oh, here's Becker. Becker, want to come say hi? Do you want to say hi on camera? No. Are you being camera shy? I think so. You want down, buddy? He says, I prefer to cuddle off camera, not on camera. Just say hi to everybody real quick. Oh, so baby. Thanks, Jill. I'm wearing the Jasmine top today, which is a very simple $2 Walmart tank top, or you can buy them on Amazon or Walmart or anywhere. It's just that simple strapped tank top, and I created a pattern where we made these beautiful sleeves that are crocheted right onto the tank top, and I'll stand up so you can see that I've actually done a little bit more with it. Sometimes, depending on what I pair a tank top like this with, so it's a little bit longer, I feel like it looks, depends on what you have on underneath. Like if you're wearing super tight skinny jeans, I think it might be okay to wear this on the top because you won't see any bulges. For some reason in this jean skirt, it just kind of bulges on me funny. I don't know, I don't like the way the top looks just laying flat. I could tuck it in, but then that doesn't feel comfortable either. So for me, I like taking a little tiny bit of the tank top like this. I insert my index finger. Tank tops and t-shirts, they have to be a little baggy. So I've tried it on both hips. I've tried it in the changes that whole. I feel like there's so much focus with a t-shirt straight line over a dark denim skirt. So by changing that angle, I feel like it takes the focus off of that area, and it kind of helps you look at other curves too, instead of just looking at that straight black line. So I'll turn around. You can see it covers more in the back, which is where I prefer to have a little more coverage. So if you're so inclined, it can be fun to change the angle of a t-shirt or a tank top when they're longer like that by moving up one side of it. And if you don't have enough room or don't understand how to tie that knot, you could use, you could use a tiny little clip, right? You could use one of the banana clip or butterfly clips, or you could even do it more permanently with sewing needle and thread. There's lots of ways that you can adjust things. You could even add elastic in there. I remember years ago, a friend of mine and I had these dresses that we thought were just a little too big on us. Yeah, when you're younger, that's one of the problems. You have your clothes are too big, right? They're not too tight. Anyway, we took pieces of elastic and we sewed them into the seam on the side of the dresses here, and it gave that shearing effect and little more drape. They were jersey knit dresses and a little bit dressier, but anyways, by doing that we created more shape to them and it was amazing. Anyway, long story or old story. So I think Judy added a link to this pattern So thank you for that, Judy. I also added it into the video description or the comments. I added it to the comments. So if you end up watching this later or come back later, it is the first recorded comment and I pinned it. So as you watch the video, it'll always be the first comment where you can find the pattern for this. It uses Be So Fine yarn. I use Chantilly lace and I used it on a plain store-bought tank top. If you have trouble finding these tank tops or don't feel comfortable going to the store, I have popped a 3-pack of them in my Amazon shop as well. I'm pretty sure I did. Let me double check. Pretty sure I popped them in there already. Yes, they're in there and they come in lots of different colors. So if you go to my Amazon shop, you can find these tank tops in there as well. I know I would like to do more versions of this. I've done several versions of crochet on fabric with plain tank tops and t-shirts, and you can find all of those in my crochet pattern shop under the filtered category of crochet on fabric. So that might be a fun place to start as well. And I have a playlist here on YouTube for all crochet on fabric patterns as well. And as I create more crochet on fabric patterns, those videos will always go in that folder. Sorry people are having buffering problems. There's nothing I can do about that, unfortunately. Everything seems fine on my end. Hi, Geraldine. Hello to everybody that I may have missed your names. Hi, Donna. Good morning. Hi, Sandra. So today's the first day my bangs were long enough to actually include them into my braids, which it's been a long time since I've been able to do that. Hi, Harvesia and Sandra. Hi, Melissa. I'm not planning on growing my bangs out. I just want to grow them longer so I have more of a sweeping bang, and in the meantime, that will also mean that when I feel like it, I can actually pull my bangs up into my braids too, which I really love. I really love my braids when I can pull up my bangs too. And somebody new named Yu Chung Torak, thank you for joining us. Let's see, where was I going next? I don't know, let's see, does anybody have any questions? Hi, Val. I spoke too soon. There's a lawnmower going now. Hi, Donna. All right, I don't see any questions yet. So that brings me to 2 more things I wanted to get to. First of all, you're never awake this time. Well, welcome. Glad you could be here. Okay, so this weekend I worked on the charts to get started on that beautiful navy dress that I made in Be So Baby yarn, and I'm going to make a shorter sleeved, shorter length top, just a pullover to go with it. I'm on the fence about maybe doing an open front cardigan of it instead. I don't know. I think I'm going to do a pullover and just make it short sleeve. But the thing is, you don't really, I don't know. Anyway, there are lots of decisions that I still have to make about what I'm adding to the pattern, because I really want it to be a very robust pattern with not only, how to make it in the photo as seen, but I want to do a couple variations of it. And so I haven't started the second sample yet either, because I wanted to, yes, Sharon, there's a pattern for these sleeves and I've listed it in the comments already. So if you scroll below the video, the recorded comments, it's called the Jasmine Crochet on Fabric Sleeve Pattern, and you can find it in on my website as well, in the crochet pattern shop. Hi, Chris. So I don't want to start the second version of the dress as a top until I pick a color, number one, but then I want to make the video tutorial as I'm making the second sample. So I really can't get started until I commit to a color. And I have been leaning to this blue violet area here, and I'm thinking that my second one is going to be in prints, but I have not quite decided yet. I'm on the fence with prints or periwinkle, and then I've also considered tropical punch. I've also considered sandcastle, and I've been thinking about jade. My heart's just, or my head's going all over the place still. So I haven't decided what color I'm going to make the second version in yet. And I really have to commit to that before I can get further along on the video and the sample garment. But in the meantime, I can work on the charts and the written instructions. So I've been working on the charts, and yesterday I got started working on the chart for the yoke. And for some reason, my head told me that there were chain 5 spaces in the stitch pattern, not chain 3. So I made the whole yoke with the wrong number of chains. So I had to go back in and decide, am I correcting all this or just starting over? And I had gotten so far along in it that there was going to be too much to fix. And I just said, you know what? Just start over. So I started over, and that's the second time this week I've had to start over on something. Remember on the yellow dress, I had to unravel and start over on the actual sample. Well, this is the first time this week I have had to start all the way over on a chart. So anyway, it just means that I probably need a break or something. I don't know. So there's times when that happens and I just go, whew, time to go for a walk, or time to go take a shower, or time to just go do nothing for a little bit. I don't know. So that's twice this week that's happened. So it's been kind of telling me that I think my brain might need a little reboot. Anyway, so that brings me to the next thing that I wanted to talk about. Yeah, taking a break, exactly. So yesterday I decided no cooking. I ordered pizza early in the day and said it's going to be grazed on all day, because once the kitchen was clean, I was not going to clean the kitchen again yesterday. And I worked a little bit and did nothing a little bit, and it was the first time I've had a semi-day off in a long time, and it felt really, really good. Anyway, and then I went to bed extra early and took an extra melatonin just for insurance, and I slept all the way through the night. So this is the first Monday morning that I've felt refreshed, not tired, in a really long time, because the problem is when you work all weekend, Monday's supposed to be the beginning of the week, and I end up feeling drained and exhausted and overwhelmed. And I don't know, it's not like I took a whole day off or anything, well, but I don't know, I got a lot of sleep, and I chose what things to do and what things to skip, and including cooking and cleaning. Oh, not clean. I did clean the house. I just didn't clean the kitchen because I didn't need to, because I didn't get it dirty. Anyway, I feel refreshed this morning. I don't know if you can tell, but I definitely feel refreshed. Okay, I'll wait and see if there's any questions, and then I wanted to move on to something else to talk to you about. Yes, mental health and physical well-being. I agree. Nora, I don't have a date for any of the patterns that I've shown you right now. I mean, more than likely they'll be out in the next couple of weeks, but soon, definitely soon. Yeah, I got a little rest. Hi, Marcia. Hi, Cindy. Thanks, Kiranjit. Okay, so I am going to take some requests this morning, and I actually brought a notebook to write it down, because as I was showing you some things the other day in Be So Baby Yarn and showing you some sneak peeks and stuff and reminding you of different patterns, I realized that there are many patterns that don't have videos. Well, I already knew there were a lot of patterns that don't have videos, and I know that I need to try to catch up on video tutorials for patterns. I am still working on wrapping my head around making those like reminder videos where I'll organize different pattern collections and do reminder videos and blog posts. That's going to be fun too. But there's quite a few things that I even pulled the other day that don't have tutorial videos yet for them. So I wanted to show you those real quick and then take requests. And I know that I have a big long master list every time someone makes a request for a video, and unfortunately that's so long that I thought maybe it'd be fun to get like some instant inspiration from instant requests. So first I want to show you the patterns that reminded me of this the other day. So we've got this gorgeous laptop case. This is actually in Be So Baby yarn in tapestry crochet, and it's a laptop sleeve with the straps on it so that you can I can put my laptop in there and show you. So you put a laptop in there, and then instead of having like zippers or tough things for closing it up, these two elastic bands actually make it so much easier to get that thing closed. I might have to set it down. I might not be able to do this without the table. Or I'll have to zhuzh it anyways once we do. Okay. So as you can see, what happens is it has a little bit extra fabric at the top. This would work much neater if I set it down first. But what happens is those elastic straps over the sleeve that's a little bit longer than the laptop end up pulling that top piece over and closing it up, which is a nice padded, safe way to put your laptop into another bag. And it's super cute, makes a great gift, right? Who doesn't have a laptop, right? So anytime you need to think of a gift for someone that you think doesn't like homemade stuff, doesn't like handmade stuff, or doesn't like crafty stuff, when you make utilitarian gifts with yarn, it changes everything, right? So this one has a really beautiful two-color design to it, and it's in tapestry crochet. This is in Peach and Diva. You can find this pattern on my website in the Crochet Pattern Shop, or you can find it in my 52 Crochet Gifts book. And I just don't have a video tutorial for it yet, so that is on my list of things to do. Then the Marlin hat, which is also from 52 Crochet Gifts and also Be So Baby yarn, has this beautiful cable made with post stitches, and I realized I don't have a video for this either. So as I was pulling stuff the other day, I was going, yikes, yikes. And then obviously the new Roxy cowl. I don't have a proper video for yet. I did do a video last week on doing magic loop. So if you wanted to use magic loop to make this pattern, the pattern in itself is extremely easy to make. So if you wanted to watch a video on magic loop, if that's the type of knitting needle you're going to use, you can do that. But I have not done a video, an actual video on the tutorial yet. Same with the Carrera Tunisian double crochet blanket. I didn't do a video tutorial for that brand new pattern, only because I've already done a video on Tunisian double crochet and a video on the twisted fringe that we put on the edge of it. So when you go to the pattern page on my website, I have embedded those two videos instead, because I just didn't know if it was really necessary to do an additional tutorial video for that. Because it's pretty simple to do, I felt like having each technique already done in video was sufficient for that one. But when it makes sense, we should have videos. And someone pointed out the other day in comments that the Brooklyn shawl, which I no longer have, I sold it in the sample sale, it's a really beautiful shawl from Motif Magic. Yes, there's a tutorial for the sleeves on my top, I believe, Chris. I've already done a video for that, as well as the pattern, and the pattern has charts too. Now, I don't have videos for knitting 2 socks at one time yet, because I don't even have a pattern for that. But the Brooklyn shawl, which is a really interesting pattern because it has motifs and rows of stitch pattern. So it's the combination of going from motifs to bands of rows of stitching to then bands of motifs and then edging. And it's very interesting, and it's a great pattern. It has written instructions as well as charts. It's both in Motif Magic, and it's a single pattern on my website in the Crochet Pattern Shop. It's called the Brooklyn Shawl. It takes 2 balls of Be So Sporty yarn, and it is relatively quick to whip up. It's not a long, it doesn't take long to make, but it's so pretty. It would be great in all one color like I did, or it would be pretty in multiple colors. You could change the colors. Oh, maybe I could pull up a photo real quick since I don't have a sample to show you. Could try. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Hi, Dee. Of course it didn't. Let's look up. Let's see what comes up here. Here we go. Okay, so here's the shawl that I'm talking about. Hopefully you can see that there. See how there's 3 different sets of motif sections and then 2 different sets of line by line instructions. What's really cool about this is that I deconstructed the motif to make those bands of rows of stitches to replicate a section of the motif. So they really are very complementary to each other. But, so that means it's really beautiful all in one color. But what I'm saying is, even if you wanted to do this in a couple of colors, you could make the motifs one color and the bands a different color, or you could do the centers of the motif the same color as the bands, and then the outer round of the motifs a different color. Or you could go crazy with color and add all different colors and just make it a multicolor project. I think there's a whole bunch of different ways you could combine color to that. But having said that, I think it's absolutely stunning all in one color too. So if you wanted to do it exactly like that, it would be 2 balls in Be So Sporty yarn. But anyway, as I said, somebody commented, maybe they emailed me. I can't remember. Somehow it was brought to my attention this week that there is no video tutorial for this one yet. And I think that it has some really interesting techniques construction wise, and I think that it's a very good candidate for a video if since I haven't done it yet. So it's at the top of my list. So if anybody else wants to give a shout out to your most requested videos, that, like I said, we've got a humongous long list, and sometimes I get so overwhelmed looking at a super long list that it kind of just, I don't know, stops you from being inspired. When you get overwhelmed, it's hard to stay motivated and inspired sometimes. So I thought it might be fun this morning to let people shout out what their top requests are for video tutorials, and I will add them to this short list and see if I can get a fire under me, a little spark to get moving in the video tutorial department. That's another question I get all the time, Deanne, about prayer shawls. They'll ask me if a shawl that I've made can work as a prayer shawl. And it kind of stumps me a little bit because I think any shawl could be a prayer shawl. Isn't it about the intention that you put into a shawl to make it a prayer shawl? If I'm wrong, please somebody correct me. But I think that any shawl can be made a prayer shawl. Any project can be made a prayer project. If you think about it, it's about your intention, and it's about putting your prayers and your thoughts and your wishes and your love into every stitch as you make something. And I feel like that's what makes it something that's appropriate for a prayer shawl or a charity donation type of a project, which is along the same vein as when we make handmade gifts for people. When we put our thoughts and our intentions, our prayers, our love into every stitch of something, that's what makes it a really special handmade gift, right? It's more so the intention that we put into it than the actual category. But I get asked this all the time, and so if I'm missing something, and somebody wants to correct me on this right now, I would love to find out what I'm missing. But my opinion is that anything can be made into a prayer. Any shawl can be a prayer shawl. It's about your intentions. And now I better start looking and seeing if I missed any requests. Yes, anything done for the well-being of another person. Yes, I agree. Hi, Twanisha. Good morning. Ah, Melanie ordered the crochet hooks. That's exciting. Let's see if I missed any questions, because once I start talking, I kind of miss questions too. So I haven't really seen a whole lot of requests for videos, for specific videos. Oh, Rita, I'm wearing a strapless bra. I'm not going to take my top off to show you, but I can I can try to give you a little. So you can probably see my bra line here. I'm wearing a strapless bra that just, it's a regular bra, just it has removable straps. I have several crochet mandala patterns and videos, Manon. You can search them on my website in the pattern category, and you can search them here on YouTube as well. Depends on which one you're looking for. And wherever you look for it, you will also find the opposite, right? So I have, if you search for mandala patterns here on my YouTube channel, in the video description, you will find the coordinating pattern on my website. If you search for the pattern for a mandala on my website, there will be a coordinating video embedded there. So whichever way you look at it, I believe all my mandala patterns do have corresponding videos. Let's see. Cindy, you can search Seamless Crochet here on YouTube, and I've done a couple of videos already. So if you're interested in that right now, I do have a couple already, and then yes, I will be planning on doing more of that in the future. Yes, Nora, there will be a tutorial for the upcoming yellow dress, definitely. That's right, Joan, you do make fancy prayer shawls. Thank you, Deanne. Yes, the hurricane missed us. We only had winds and rain this weekend. Thanks for the link, Judy. Judy's posting a link to mandala pattern. Hi, Susie. And Judy's posting another link to a mandala tote that I did that's really beautiful. And most patterns have videos. Like I said, I have a few gaps where there's been patterns that do not have videos, and as I'm finding them, I would really like to catch up on all of that, because every pattern I would like to see have a corresponding YouTube video, and so I'm trying. Cindy, I don't remember what you're working on to say you hate weaving in ends. You know, weaving in ends is not so bad as long as you can stay distracted. I don't have a problem doing it if I set aside a time, like put on a fun, entertaining show, or be chatting with somebody, you know, even just talking on the phone with a girlfriend. Doing something to keep your mind, because it's kind of mindless work, right? So weaving in ends is something you physically have to do, but it doesn't take a whole lot of mental concentration. So anything you can do to keep your mind entertained while you do it, you'd be amazed at how much you can get done in a short period of time when your mind isn't focused on how slow or tedious it is. So if you ever get a chance and you have a lot of ends to weave in, try to keep your mind busy, and you'll be amazed at how much quicker it goes. And you'll be much more happy with the results if you didn't have any negative feelings while you were doing it. I've found that this has been a game changer for me with weaving in ends, because when I'm not upset about having to do it, I do a better job. And the only way to not be upset about it is to not be focused on it, because it seems tedious if that's all you're thinking about. But put on your favorite music, an entertaining show, pick up the phone and put a friend on speakerphone, or if you have someone to chat with in person. I do not recommend using fabric glue for the ends. I recommend weaving them in properly. You will feel the fabric glue, and it could be really harsh. And it might even wear off over time as you wash something. So it is definitely just worth the time to weave in ends properly. But great conversation. Does anybody have any other questions? I forgot earrings today. And it's really obvious when you pull your hair back that you forgot earrings. Kelly earrings would have been great with this in white. Or, you know, in Chantilly lace, I have matching earrings to this top. All right, let's see if there's any other questions. Okay, so from what I've gathered today, yeah, weaving in ends as you go is another great way to not make the project overwhelming. Yes. Thanks, Susie. I'm glad you're enjoying the lap dance. What was I going to say? I was going to say something that I thought was important. Thanks, Kiranji. I recommend weaving in your ends, not using any type of chemical product on them. I think you're much better off weaving in your ends. Fray check would only work to keep things from unraveling, I think. I don't think it would stop them from coming out. And what the problem is that if you don't weave in your ends, over time, your knots will get loose. So I really think you need to just make a good habit of weaving in ends properly. It's all about the attitude and the distraction, Chris. Yes, if you can distract yourself well enough to think about something else, since it doesn't take a whole lot of mental concentration to do it, you end up doing such a better job. And it's just worth the time you put it. You've put in all this time on your project. Put in this little bit of time to do it right. And trust me, you will never regret doing a good job weaving in ends. Thank you, Dory. I did 2 French braids today and I included my bangs. My bangs are finally long enough to pull in. Oh, I know what I was going to say. So it turns out there wasn't really a whole lot of requests for videos that aren't already done, but I do feel like there's still an overwhelming excitement for me making the reminder organized videos and blog posts to remind you when you're looking for a cowl or you're looking for a specific type of project, that I'll put up these organized reminders. And so I'm excited to get started on that. I spent some time researching on YouTube today over the weekend on maybe learning some new tips and tricks for video editing to make them a little fancier. You know, come up with some bells and whistles just to make them fun. I didn't get very far, but well, I watched quite a few videos, but you know, I'm constantly trying to learn something new with any aspect, whether I'm trying to build up my skills in Illustrator, Photoshop, InDesign, or iMovie, and so trying to figure out something cute, some sort of cute bell and whistle to add to that. Anyway, so maybe I'll work on at least one of those coming out this week. And you know I've got a lot of pattern writing to do, right? So, and there's so much request for the new patterns, and that's always exciting too. That gives me a little extra motivation to get them done as soon as possible. The problem is, as soon as something I get a little stuck, like I'm not quite happy with my sleeve ideas for the yellow dress yet, and I'm not quite happy with my choosing color and design changes for the navy dress to a top. So you know what happens, I have to back burner them, and that's why I decided to work on video editing stuff instead. Sharon's just joining. This is your first time joining live. That's awesome, Sharon, welcome. So we do the podcast live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern time. And anytime you can't catch it live, it's always recorded thereafter. And there's a giant body of work of all of the podcasts in a playlist here on my YouTube channel. What is today, 656 episodes? Kind of crazy, but so fun. And anytime you can join live, you have the ability to chat with everybody else in the community and ask me questions live. And if I can answer them live. It's such an amazing piece of, I don't know, technology we have here with YouTube. So always thank you, YouTube, for this amazing opportunity we have to communicate together and focus on positivity and creativity and get our mornings started with, I don't know, a little happiness. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed the chat, the show and tell, chatting with me and everyone else here. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye-bye.